British police are now looking into the death of the self-exiled Russian tycoon and Kremlin critic, of course, Boris Berezovsky. Biohazard experts went to the home near London where he was found dead on Saturday, but have now given it the all-clear. There's been a suggestion that Berezovsky's body could be returned for burial here in Moscow. Let's get an update now from our Britain correspondent, RT's Sarah Firth, now joining us here on this. Sarah, good to see you today. What do we know so far about the ongoing investigation into his death? Obviously, it's early days yet.
Yeah, the Thames Valley Police continuing the investigation into the cause of death of Boris Berezovsky, which still remains unexplained. Now, the latest update to that investigation is that the CBRN team, that's the team of officers trained in handling radioactive material who had been at the scene joining the investigation, they've now given the all-clear. So they've left the investigation, and the cordon that you can see behind me here that had spanned 2 miles around Boris Berezovsky's home, that's been reduced just to the lane where his home is now.
Now, Sarah, Berezovsky, he certainly seems to have struggled in his latter years with business. I mean, is this being looked at insofar as some suggest that it's possible he could have committed suicide?
Well, of course, there's a huge amount of speculation surrounding the death. Boris Berezovsky was a larger-than-life character. The Russian tycoon had made his fortune after the breakup of the Soviet Union. Now, we know that in recent years he had, it seems, been struggling both psychologically and financially. He's had a number of high-profile cases here in Britain, the most recent of which he lost against fellow oligarch Roman Abramovich. When you listen to people who were in the courthouse at the time of that, it certainly seemed that that had a very significant impact on him indeed, as we said, not just psychologically, but financially as well. And it does look like he was struggling with that. And a lot of relatives, a lot of friends of Boris Berezovsky have come out and speculated about his mental state at the time of his death. We've also heard from the Russian president's press attaché. He said that 2 months ago, the president received a letter from Berezovsky, and we can take a listen now to what that said.
Some time ago, maybe some 2 months ago, Berezovsky sent a letter to Putin, written himself, saying that he admits that he made a lot of mistakes, asked Putin to forgive him for these mistakes, and also asked Putin for a chance for him to return home. This letter did exist.
As we said, at the moment, lots of speculation around this, but the police are continuing the investigation, and at this time, that death is still described as unexplained.
All right, well, describe it as unexplained, Sarah, but as you said there a moment ago, there are lots and lots of speculation about Berezovsky's death. Did he commit suicide, or perhaps there was something else going on there? What about the speculation about Berezovsky's dealings with his partners? Some are saying he had some shady dealings going on, hence his worth of billions of dollars. What can you tell us about that?
Well, it seems very fraught relationships in the last couple of years, as I made mention to earlier, those court cases with his fellow colleague Roman Abramovich. Certainly, that would have only added to Boris Berezovsky's troubles at that time. He'd had a very high-profile, very costly split with a former lover. All of this, it's thought, could have perhaps contributed. Certainly gives an insight into the life of that man. As we said, larger than life, but somewhat reduced, it seems, in recent years. Now, the man who's wanted by British police on suspicion of the murder of Alexander Litvinenko, the very high-profile case that continues, has spoken about Berezovsky, describing the two as bitter rivals, but saying he was in constant contact through mutual friends, and also giving further insight into his mental state at the time.
Последние полгода он жил реально в одиночестве.
He was completely alone in the last 6 months. Unfortunately, Berezovsky was not thinking much of friendship himself. He was keeping ties only with the men he needed. And when he took everything he could from those men, he parted with them. That is why his friends have done the same thing to him. We were bitter rivals, but we were constantly in dialogue through our mutual friends. I know for sure that he was in a deep depression, and he started to reevaluate many things. He was missing Russia, living in London, and he always asked people coming to visit him from Moscow to bring him local food, like Borodinsky bread.
Now, In a meeting with, as late as Friday with Berezovsky, a journalist had said that at the time Berezovsky had described wanting to return to Russia and having lost the meaning of life. It gives further insight, I think, into the mindset. Of course, that was not to be, and Boris Berezovsky now the subject of the ongoing investigation into the cause of his death.
All right, RT's Sarah Firth there live for us. Thank you.